Good afternoon, everyone. We are Group 7. Today, we are going to talk about our marketing research consultancy project. This presentation consists of 4 parts. Introduction by Mei Han, conceptual model development by Pei Qian, Annie, and Aman, methodology by Ling Xuan, and managerial implications by Xueying and Yazhao. My name is Mei Han Dong. Let me start from the introduction. In this project, we are the marketing analysis team, and our client is a company with a large retail stores chain in Singapore. In this project, our aim is to strengthen market power by developing a conceptual model based on SPSS statistics in order to reach our research objective, which is increasing value to customer metric. Based on the value to customer metric classifications, we choose customer loyalty as our value to customer metric. Since increasing value to customer metric can help the company to improve their market power, we choose customer loyalty as our choice because of its importance. Companies create value and build a relationship with customers in order to benefit from them. Once customers purchase products from the company, they will feel unsatisfied or satisfied. Unsatisfied customers will not purchase again. Instead, they will turn to shop from competitors. However, satisfied customers are more likely to become loyal customers, which means that they will repeat purchasing behaviors and purchase more and promote items to other people. To companies, maintaining old customers costs 5 times lower than creating new customers. They can use the money saved to improve products and services to create more value to customers. Here is an example of a company which publish its own customer loyal project. Tesco is a famous retail company with its own customer loyalty program, Club Card. This company can collect data from their customers and improve their products and services. Next part is the conceptual model development.
Okay, my name is Pei Chen Li. I will explain the definition of the model. As we can see, we have 3 independent variables here. So they are customers' familiarity with the store brand, customers' product involvement, and salesperson's ethical sales behavior. Our mediator is the age, and the dependent variable is the customer loyalty. Firstly, the customer familiarity with the store brand. It means that consumers' impression of the brand and the associations associated with it. For consumers, there is a difference between high and low brand familiarity. Consumers tend to make different association with the high brand familiarity based on their previous impression of the brand, while they will lack of association for the low brand familiarity. So, brand familiarity reflects consumers' direct or indirect knowledge of the brand. Secondly is the customer product involvement. It means that customers' interest in the product they consume and how much information they need to make a decision. It varies from different customers. High product involvement from the consumers means they will devote more time and energy to collecting and processing the information that related to the product. While for the low product involvement, they spend limited time and effort to doing these things. Engaging with the product can help consumer to get more information about it. They can compare it, evaluate it, and to see the difference with other products. But for the low product involvement customer, they will lack of the motivation to doing these things. So their understanding of the product is one side. Finally, is the salesperson's ethical sales behavior. As we know, salesperson are so important for a company because they need to meet the customer directly. Salesperson's ethical sales behavior is a set of sales practice that ensure every customer is treated fairly, honestly, and with respect. They understand the consumer's needs, provide truthful information so that customer can make an appropriate decision. Respect every choice and opinion of the customer. Always keep honestly in providing solution and should not impose product or service to the customer. Next, my teammate will explain the links between independent variable and dependent variable.
Hi, I'm Annie, and I'm going to briefly define customer loyalty and explain the different relationship with customer loyalty. So customer loyalty refers to the emotional relationship that customers establish with the brand and is manifested in how willing customers are to engage with this brand and repurchase the products, choosing this brand over other competitor brands. It's a marketing asset that can provide a competitive advantage to the brand since it enables them to generate more sales than their competitors, and it can also reduce the firm's marketing costs significantly. Additionally, it can increase the customer base of a firm because those loyal customers are really likely to recommend this brand they are loyal to other customers, basically influencing their purchasing decision. So the relationship between customer loyalty and customer familiarity with the store brands basically arises from the loyalty that consumers have towards the brands that they are offered in the store. So the willingness to purchase the favorite brands of the customers will trigger them to come to the store repeatedly to purchase the brands. And this can generate an opportunity for the retailer store to create customer loyalty. Additionally, the level of familiarity with the store brands can attract different type of customer groups. So offering brands that they have a low level of familiarity to the customers means that customers who have a lower customer loyalty formation capacity will be attracted because these are the customers who enjoy trying brands that they are less familiar with and they like to switch brands. This can be a strategy ideal for short term, but it cannot be sustainable in the long term. So if the level of familiarity with the brands in store is higher, this could trigger or be more attractive for customers who form stronger customer loyalty, such as value conscious customers or market mavens. For instance, value conscious customers are those customers who, for example, form brand loyalty in terms of their perception of, for example, quality value ratio. So the products that they buy, they trust that they are the ones offering the best ratio in this term. Market mavens are those who have an extreme amount of information about the different type of products and the quality of the brands. And for them, buying their favorite, like the brands that they are loyal to, means buying the best product is available in the market. Next, please. So the relationship between customer loyalty and product involvement can be explained based on higher product involvement products. Higher product involvement products bring longer product research and more informed purchase decisions, which ends up being a longer and more exhaustive decision-making process, which demands for customers to invest more resources and many more efforts. So if our customer is satisfied with the brand and the product after a purchase, this can generate a high switching cost because the switching to another brand implies that the customer would need to go through another exhaustive decision-making process, something that is unlikely to happen. Additionally, in the decision process, the customer gets a lot of information about the different brands, which enables them to learn about the brand in a deeper level, which can lead to creating a relationship with the brand and generate trust towards the brand, which it ends up being in repeated purchase and generation of customer loyalty. Next, please. And finally, customer loyalty and salespeople ethical sales behavior is related in that salespeople represent the brand's image and they contribute to the customer purchase experience. So when salespeople selling motivation is driven by commissions and incentives, they are more likely to impose unwanted and unnecessary products into potential customers and treat them with disrespect. So this gives a really selfish and careless image of the brand, and it definitely ruins the customer purchase experience. So it's really important that salespeople show that they care about their customers and that they are interested in their worries and their needs and their wants in the way that they interact with them. So this could enable the salespeople to establish a better connection with the client, forming a bond that can lead to a long-term relationship that translates in repeated purchases and in the creation of customer loyalty formation. So now my teammate will explain the moderator.
Greetings. My name is Aman Khan Tareen. And basically in this part, I will be discussing about the role of the moderator in our proposed conceptual model and its implications on customer loyalty at large. So the moderator we have chosen for this model is age, which will be responsible for amplifying the effects of our chosen independent variables on customer loyalty. So it is understood that customers are coming from diverse backgrounds and their experiences or understanding of various brands, product services, or trends is subjective to their interpretation of the marketing stimuli that they're exposed to based on their relative experience and age. It is also purported that younger customers or millennials tend to gather their information as well as inspiration from social media because of constantly changing trends. Younger customers are perceived to be more risk oriented as compared to older customers because millennial customers are looking to stand out, and in the process, younger customers tend to experiment with different brands or products to find the best fit for them to feel confident as well as stand out amongst their peers. But on the other hand, older customers are not attuned to social media as well as changing trends all too much because unlike their younger counterparts, older customers tend to be loyal to brands that provide them a sense of psychological security as well as economic benefits rather than simply following trends on social media related to other brands and products or services. Older customers have a distinct way of processing information as they can have a decreased sensitivity to pricing, an increased sensitivity to value as the products they want to purchase or the brand they want to interact with must provide them value in terms of economic, psychological, as well as social factors, and thus will spend more time in making purchase decisions, which invariably means that older customers tend to transition between different brands much later as compared to younger customers, and also have an increased sense of individualism as they are not subjected to peer pressure influence to take up a brand. Millennial customers tend to process information about products and brands based on how their aspirational groups interact with the brands and how much will they stand out amongst their peers as well as opting for services that are trendy. So in this manner, age will thus moderate the effects of product involvement, store familiarity, and behaviors of salespersons. Older customers would give importance to factors like ethical sales behaviors as they will look towards the salesperson for information and reasons to opt for the brand. Older customers will tend to be more rational in the decision-making process and rely on facts rather than social appeal for purchasing a product or trusting a brand. And older customers will tend to gravitate towards brands that they are familiar with or their close colleagues tend to be involved with. Younger customers will look at how the brands interact with are providing them functional as well as perceived social value, which makes younger customers opt for brands and be loyal to them much quickly than their older counterparts. So now my teammate will discuss the conceptual models research methodology.
Next slide, please. Yeah, I'm Ling Shen, and in this part, I'll be briefly talking about the methodology will be used to validate the model we proposed. In the previous part, you've seen the proposed model, and these are the steps we'll follow to validate the model. Next, I'll go through each step briefly in the following slides. Given the model is proposed, we'll be designing a questionnaire and launching a survey on the customer of the retail retail store chain, the question in the questionnaire will be related to the independent variables we propose in the model. Given that the independent variables are all perceptual variables, which means these variables cannot be direct measured, we will need to create a scale to measure these variables. We will be creating multiple question or say items to measure them. The question will be sourced from our previous project or some academic references. Each question will be answered in a 7-point Likert scale, which means customer will be choosing from 1 to 7, and 1 means strongly disagree and 7 means strongly agree. For example, taking product involvement, there will be 3 items under this variable, and you can see from the slide. And the customer will be answering this question by selecting from 1 to 7 for the number they think fit. And next, once we completed the questionnaire design, we'll conduct a survey on the customer who shopped at the store of the chain. Next slide, please. After response are collected for the following few steps, we will be using the software called SPSS to perform the analysis. The first step of the response analysis is the exploratory factor analysis. EFA is a statistical technique to reduce the data to a smaller set by dropping bad items, and it's only applicable to perceptual variables. It is also used to uncover the structure of the relationship between the variable and the respondents, and also is the framework of the following tests. Next slide, please. After the data set is processed and cleaned, the reliability and validity tests are crucial to support the accuracy and the legitimacy of the model, and also helps ensure the results are trustworthy. The reliability is the internal consistency. We will be calculating cropbacks, alpha, and composite reliability. And if both values are greater than 0.7, then there is a good reliability. But high internal consistency doesn't mean that we are measuring the correct variable, like the picture showed on the left-hand side. Therefore, a validity test is also required to see whether the variables are supported. We will calculate the average variance extracted and the shared variance, and if the former one is greater than the latter one, then we have good validity here. The ideal outcome will be like the picture on the right-hand side, like we have the good reliability and good validity. And next slide, please. The last step will be analyzing our conceptual model. We will be performing a hierarchical linear regression analysis because we are expecting the dependent variable and the independent variables will move together in a linear way. There are 2 steps here. The first step is to test the model without the moderator, and the second step here is to test the model with the moderator. From the result, we will see how and whether the independent variables in our model are the customer familiarity with the store brand, customer product involvement, and the salesperson ethical sales behavior, and the moderator age in our model will have an impact on dependent variable, which is the customer loyalty. These are the steps of the methodology we'll be following to complete this project. Next part would be the implication that we hope you could take away from our project presentation.
Hi, I'm Xue Yingluo, my group mate, and I will present the managerial implication. Based on our model, we make 4 assumptions. First, customer familiarity with the brands, customer product involvement, and salesperson ethical sales behavior have positive relationship with customer. Second, the effect of customer familiarity on customer loyalty becomes stronger with an increase in age. Third, the effect of customer product involvement on customer loyalty becomes weaker with an increase in age. Last but not least, salesperson's ethical sales behavior on customer loyalty is not moderated by age. Since our 3 independent variables have a positive effect on customer loyalty, it is essential to invest more in improving customer familiarity with the brands, customer product involvement, and salesperson ethical sales behavior. Taking one of the largest retail stores in Singapore, the FS&T Gallery as an example, it has an Instagram channel with over 35,000 followers. It also has its own YouTube channel and Facebook account posting videos regularly in order to improve its customer familiarity. We think that this is a good example of increasing the customer familiarity. Meanwhile, according to our model proposed, customer age cannot be ignored in the marketing strategy when we consider to improve the customer familiarity. Since the effect grows stronger with the increase in age, it means that targeting the outer potential customers will be more beneficial when launching the advertisement related to the brand itself instead of specific products. These advertisements would be, for example, the high quality of products, discount information, free delivery for online purchases, and fair return policy. The company can also use as many promoting channels as possible, such as radio, TV, in order to reach out as many consumers as possible. Meanwhile, it will be reasonable to consider more on the traditional media channels, such as magazines and newspapers, since we are targeting the elder customer. Coupons and discount information can be attached to the magazine to encourage in-store purchases. For social media, it will be more effective to push out advertisement based on consumers' Facebook and Instagram profiles. My group mate will carry on and elaborate more on the customer involvement and salesperson ethical sales behavior.
Thank you, Sheying. This is Ya Zhaocheng. I'll present the section of the last two predetermined conclusions in this model. By the customer's product involvement condition, the effect of this variable on loyalty becomes weaker with age increase. This result demonstrates that elder people have less concern with customers' product involvement. As we mentioned in previous sections, higher product involvement means high switching costs, but those targeted products can build a trustworthy relationship with customers, and they are more likely to repeat their purchases. Because the effect of customers' product involvement on loyalty becomes stronger at younger customers, we could like to propose managers could take in more attention to cosmetics or clothing. One suggestion is to create a private brand aimed at younger customers, those two types of merchandise that are highly relevant to younger customers' shopping habits. Gathering their needs and catering to their demands, customer loyalty could improve. Also, from the data we find, though the transactions affected by the COVID epidemic, the retail sales index in Singapore of cosmetics and medical goods shows an upward trend in these 2 years. Finally, the salesperson's ethical sales behavior does not affect the customer loyalty. No matter respondents' age changes or not, the results by salesperson's ethical sales behavior variables moderated with age in this model means that customers from different age groups are not concerned about whether they received different services or not. So managers could train their salespersons with the same approach, and no personalization service training is required. Meanwhile, the expenditure can be utilized in another section, like Xueying mentioned before, launching suitable advertisement content and finding appropriate occasions to display. This is the end of our presentation. Thank you for your listening and hope you have a nice day.